Howdy y'all, Cody Bernardi here with another YouTube video, and in today's video we are going to be going down the rabbit hole called Comprehensive OSINT Tools Volume 3. Without further ado, let's get straight into the video. So, I have compiled a giant list of different tools. This is not the fullest list I can make. This document, which will be in the description down below, which, by the way, check out all the links because anything you purchase with the Amazon links helps out the channel. Also join the Discord and all that. And huge shout out to the folks on my Discord channel for really making this list. Whether they know it or not, the resources and links list or channel on my Discord is like 99% of what all of this is from. It's just a compilation of all of them. So huge shout out to Toaster, Listener, Crocs, a few other individuals I can't remember off the top of my head for really making this list a thing. So without further ado, let's get into it. So like I said, this will be down below. You can check out the list. It's a living and breathing Google Drive link, so I'll add as I go. So first up, we got QGIS. So if we go ahead and open this up, it is a from what I've used, it is a standalone system that has different GIS layers on it. So it's supported on Mac, Linux, BSD, and Windows, and mobile devices. So really, you can run this on anything. If we go to for users right here, I believe they had somewhere on here, can't remember off the top of my head, some training material. They had, it might be under documentation. They basically showed all the different layers that they had that you can use right here. So see more maps and screenshots. They have case studies, use cases, all that stuff. Flickr Pro to hide these ads. Come on. So they got all sorts of different kind of layers and maps that you can play with. So moving on, we got GPS Jam. So this is a compilation of GPS interference around the world, and it's collected by ADSB Exchange feeders. So as you can see on this list, I try to put country relation with the two-digit ISO code. So I'm trying to expand past the US, United States, and all that. It has historical information right here as well, so you can see like what the world looked like. I don't know how far back we could go. Let's see. We can go back to February of 2022. And we can see what we have. So if we type in 0228, we could see that we had a ton of interference down here in the Cyprus area near Syria and all that. Lebanon, West Bank, Israel, Gaza Strip, all that stuff. So it makes sense. So like I said, this is all fed through ADSB Exchange feeders. I don't know what was going on in Texas and Oklahoma at this time, but yeah. Okay, moving on, we have Community Crime Map hosted by LexisNexis. Now, typically LexisNexis is not associated with OSINT, but they are associated with intelligence. So this is pretty cool that they have this map right here. So we could go to like Texas and take a look at what they have. And I believe this is just a compilation of crime maps hosted by counties. So I believe in the United States, most counties will have a, at least in the county that I'm in, will have like a downloadable CSV JSON file of all the crimes that happened in the past, whatever XYZ time. So I believe this is just a compilation of all of that. So Community Crime Map, this is just pin drops of various crimes that happen around the United States. Okay, moving on, we have SDR Receiver Map. Now, I'm the last person to comment on radio stuff. But I did check out one of these when I tried to make this video yesterday, but I had my gain on my mic way too high, so I have to refilm this video. But we can see right here we have a, I guess, a radio tower in Headingley something, I guess. I don't know what any of this means, but it has like a HTTP address right here. So we have a Kiwi SDR receiver. It has like all of this stuff in it. I have no idea what this is. So if you know anything about it, Let me know. I don't. This is like mind blowing to me. So this is just a list of SDR receivers and transmitters around the world. Okay, moving on, we have hood maps. Now this one is actually really interesting. So this is a community ran map that basically you can, and do keep in mind that there can be some racist shit you could probably guess you could see on here, mainly because this is just community ran. So you can see like we have the Hasidic Jewish area right over here. This is ran by individuals, but this is nice to have because coming from the outside in, I don't know if this is true, but if like I was interested in like the different areas in a particular city, and it's not just specific to New York, we could go to like Kiev, Ukraine, and we could see like we have the best street in Kiev, and we have fake lips and micro dogs in this area. I have no idea. Like this area right here, I don't know. Maybe that's true. But sometimes you'll see like what nicknames for specific areas of a town is called. So figured I'd throw this in here. Sausage Party, New Berlin, Drugs and Techno, Fake Gucci, Fuck You Russia. Yeah. Okay, so moving on. So that is what I have for GIS. Moving on to transportation. The only two that I have is related to rails, but luckily we have US and Europe in here. So the first one we have right here is train symbols in the United States and Canada. So like if we click on Amtrak, we could see like the symbol associated with the route. So Amtrak 1 is New Orleans to Los Angeles, and it's called Sunset Limited. And do keep in mind, I believe this is almost similar with transportation, at least in the US, like the numbering of them. So typically like a route number 1 and number 2 and so on and so forth is going to be the opposite direction. So like British Airways 1, I believe, is JFK to London Heathrow, and British Airways 2 is London Heathrow to JFK or something like that. I might have had them inverse, but typically that's what you will see. So we have Amtrak, we have Canadian Pacific, Union Pacific. So Canadian Pacific 100 is Vancouver to Toronto, 101 Toronto to Vancouver, so on and so forth. So that is train symbols right there. Next up, we have railroad maps, which appears to be all in Europe. So we could go ahead and take a look at what like Belarus has, just like a little map of the train system in Belarus, and it tells you the kind of the electrified tracks. I believe track gauge. That's also like an important thing, like just like a nifty little thing to know about OSINT. There's different track gauges in the world. So if you come across a piece of intel, you might be able to tell what country it is by the thickness or the width of the railroad track. So keep that in mind. Okay, so next up we have archives. So this one is in Sweden. This is a newspaper archive going back to 1884. So these are all screenshots of newspapers from 1884 and December of 1884. So if we go to like this one right here, we will see a newspaper page. Svenska. Not even going to try to pronounce that, but got all that there. So really nice newspaper archive. I'll definitely be adding this as I find more. So, but this one's in Sweden. Okay, moving up. This one's going to be super heavy. All the different tools you can use. So a lot of them are going to be from GitHub. So if you're not familiar with GitHub, I believe I have a video on how to use GitHub tools. If not, I'll go back and make one. Okay, so first up we have the Morarity project. I think that's what it's called. Basically, what it does is it looks for accounts associated with a phone number. So it tries to find important information about a specific phone number. So this phone number is not connected to a Facebook account, Instagram, blah, blah, blah. Related links, and it brings you to like these different websites that have information about that particular phone number. So installation, chmod 755 install shell, lovely. And then you run the install shell or install bash file on a Linux system. You just so if you don't know how to download stuff from GitHub, you go to code and then you copy this right here and then you git clone this URL and then it downloads it all for you. Okay, moving on, we have OSINT Global. So a lot of these start.me's is going to be like OSINT framework-ish. So this one is going to be everything other than the United States. And you can see at the very top up here, we have all these different links up here. So we have, I mean, everything you could think of. We got OSINT tools in Mexico, OSINT tools in Australia, Argentina, Austria, Morocco, Netherlands, Bosnia, Belgium, Brazil. I mean, the list goes on and on. This is everything not in the United States. And you can also see that we have an OSINT one for the United States right here. So we have file search. So you can search for files, social network information over here, OSINT investigation tools. I mean, the list goes on and on. So I'll actually add this one because it is a separate link. So US OSINT tools and then US. Okay, so moving on, we got another start.me. We have the Justice Cook OSINT tools right here. So we have throwaway information right here. So this could be like, I wouldn't say sock puppet, but it could be more for anonymization purposes. So like if you need like a burner SMS account or something like that, set it up there. You need a fake fax account. OSRF framework, OSR framework. Okay. OSR framework. So this goes on and on of different things in here. I can't even begin to go through all of these. Washington State license generator. So creating a sock puppet, all that. So cemetery directory. I've used that in the past for an OSINT challenge to find a dead person. I don't know. Like findagrave.com is like a good site for stuff like that. Okay, moving on. So we have the Malfrat OSINT map. So this one's actually pretty interesting. So this is a fork of OSINTframework.com. So I have made note of this in the past that OSINT framework doesn't really appear to be ran anymore. So this is just a fork of it, meaning that it's everything of OSINTframework.com, but it's maintained. I don't know why OSINT framework's not maintained anymore, but I still can't give enough thanks to Justin Ordine for creating it in the first place. But this is a maintained version of OSINT framework right here. So if you were disappointed that OSINT framework's not maintained anymore, now you got this tool. Okay, moving on, we have the Wayback Toolbar. I've used this myself. I actually have it up here on Firefox, but you can now have it on Chrome. Basically, the way it works is if you click on the toolbar up here and click Archive Page, it will attempt to archive whatever page you're on right now to the Wayback Machine. So super easy tool to use. It looks like it was just added to Chrome in February of this year. Okay, moving on. Memory.lol. So memory.lol, this one gives you historical information about Twitter accounts, I believe. Twitter accounts only. So the way it works is you would visit here. So if we go here and it's just like a JSON format. So I don't really know what this information means. If you visit, you'll see the following data. I don't see that data, but let's go ahead and let's try this one out real quick in Ubuntu. So if I open up an Ubuntu thing, cool. All right, so that didn't work. I think what we have to do is we might have to clone all this stuff, use cases, libs of TikTok. You'll see the following data: house plant. I think this what it does is it tells you previous usernames. Yeah, tells you previous usernames. So I'll have to poke around that tool a little bit more, but it seems pretty useful with gathering previous information about usernames. Okay, moving on. We got OD crawler. So this is Open Directory crawler. So it's searching for exactly what it says, open directories. So if we type in like google.com, we have things in here like WordPress stuff and GPS stuff. And I mean, the list goes on and on. So they don't really tell you, like, it'd be nice to get like a like example searches. So like file name matching. So like if we do .env maybe. Oh, that's naughty. Okay, well, you can do stuff like that on there. Okay, moving on. Carnet AI. So I've actually tried to make a video on this tool before, and it works-ish, but it's not the best. So I'll give you an example real quick. So if we go to here, and I think it's... I thought I had something in here. Hold on. I had something. Maybe I deleted it. Anyways, like I uploaded a picture of a Datsun, and it didn't really give me information. But in theory, like if you were to upload a picture of a car, it'll tell you the make and model, the generation, and the probability of it being a match. So I would trust it if it said 100%, but most vehicles that I pulled from like videos and stuff, it has like a 95%, and it's not super accurate, but it's nice to have. I wouldn't use it as a primary tool to like identify vehicles. I would highly encourage anyone that's doing like OSINT stuff to like read up on cars and just like means of transportation so you can identify them in videos and not having to rely on tools. But this is a good verifier if you think you found something. Okay, moving on. We got the Intel Techniques toolset. So I already made a video on this whole thing, so I'll put a link to that up here. Go ahead and check that out. This is like Michael Bazell is one of the gods, in my opinion, of OSINT. So the open source intelligence techniques book that he has, I don't even know which version I have right now. Somewhere over there, but got me into OSINT. Like I'd say, like officially into OSINT. Okay, moving on. So we have what's my name .ape, or what am I saying? App. So if we do Twitter support, we could see that Twitter support is a username on Twitter and FARC. I don't know what FARC is, but it automatically archives stuff. So if we go here, web archive, or I don't know if it automatically archives, but it might pull up archived versions of that account. So that's what's my name.app. Okay, moving on to IntelX. So IntelX is another like amazing tool set. So like if we go to IP, we could see like it'll search the IP address on all of these different tools, and it's just like a API aggregator. That's like Maltego. It's kind of how Maltego works. So if we go to like username and like type in Twitter support, that's me, select all, hit search, you might have a pop-up warning up here, but basically just opens up Twitter support on all these different things. So Gravatar, Profiler, GhostDex, Tumblr, YouTube, Facebook. Oh, there's me. Noam, user search. So it's basically how it works. It just opens up a bunch of links on your behalf. So really nice. Okay, moving on. So we actually have an OSINT tool set for South Africa. I can't attest to any of these, but yeah, it gives you some information like the time in Cape Town, Johannesburg. It seems like they're all on the same time zone, but like news, legal. So South Africa, I'm sure there's plenty of OSINT happening down in that country right now. Moving on, we have EX1641 OSINT list. So it's just a bunch of NB files. So we got like different paste sites, FTP hosting. I mean, the list goes on and on. Feeds to follow. I wish I was on there. Dutch OSINT guy. Shout out to Dutch OSINT guy. Social engineering dorks. So we got Bing, DuckDuckGo, Google, Shodan, general search engines. Nice. Okay, moving on. We have the RawSec inventory. So they got a bunch of tools, not just an OSINT. So what I linked is specific to OSINT, but if you remove the hashtag title OSINT tools, it'll take you to the very top. And they got like binary exploitation, cloud, code analysis, wireless. I mean, list goes on and on. So cool. Moving on, we have the OSINT combined bookmarks download. I don't know. Chrome or Firefox. So it's basically just a custom bookmark. All this stuff up here for OSINT. So it has area event monitoring, person of interest, corporate profiling, mapping, AI, reporting tools, cryptocurrency, cyber tools, all that. So it tells you how to install it and all that. So OSINT Combined, another like great resource if you haven't checked them out before. Lot to go. Okay, so we got DuckDuckGo dorks right here. So I've made videos on Google dorks, but I've never made one about DuckDuckGo dorks. I actually can't even attest to this. I've never used it before. Oh, maybe it's not DuckDuckGo related. What am I thinking? I'm just clicking on some of these. Oh, I think it's just Google. I keep saying Google. I think it's just searching those things in DuckDuckGo. I didn't add the link to this one, but I've been meaning to make a video on Vortimo. But basically, the way I've used this in the past is to basically track your breadcrumbs when you find a piece of intel. So this is like super helpful when you're doing trace labs and you're trying to recreate how you got to where you're at. This will track all the links. It will start making associations for you. So it will combine everything, vegetation, fire. We'll start doing all that for you. I'll try to make a video on Vortimo, but to be honest, they have their own training that they're way better at explaining. So I'll put a link to that either up here if I can or down below for Vortimo training. So it's free to download and all that. I think it's only maintained by like 1 or 2 people. So just keep in mind, like, don't expect like top-notch like enterprise sort of, you know, support. I wasn't going to say quality because that's like rude. It's a great tool. Just support. I think that's what it is. Okay, moving on. We got US OSINT tools. I already covered that. Okay. Whew. I need to go get some more water. Holy shit. Okay, we got a lot to go. All right, so firmware. I thought this was a fun one to just add into the list, mainly because it's like, why not? But this is firmware information or actual firmware downloads for various automated teller machines, aka ATMs. So you come right here and they got all this information, all these files you can download. So I haven't poked around with it, but I mean, if you're into hacking stuff, I'm sure you'd be interested in that. Okay, moving on, radio stuff. So I think that TX site that I mentioned in the GIS portion should be added here, but basically this appears to be US only. So radio reference is a list of different channels, I guess, at least in the United States on this map. But I believe radioreference.com itself like has information about worldwide radio usage. So we could go to like Washington, we'll go to King County. We could see all these different categories right here. So we could see like radio frequencies used by the city of Seattle, hospitals, municipalities, Native American reservations, all that. So if you scroll down a little bit, you could see the frequencies right there. So I actually have this little radio right here. This is just an analog unit in radio. So if you're into radio stuff, like this is like super cool. I can listen to like police scanners, or fire scanners and all that. But it is analog, so it's not digital. So like some of these larger, like 860 or 867 frequencies, like I can't log into that. It's an FM radio frequency. But yeah, I'll put a link to this down below. I think this is like only like $100 or so bucks. It's a one-way radio, so you can't tune in to, you can obviously like tune in, or not tune in, talk over the radio, but you can listen. So I'll put this unit in one down below. Again, if you purchase using my link, it helps out the channel a lot. And I'll also put a digital radio as well, so you can log into multiple frequencies. But anyways, that's if you just want to listen here. Like this is the quickest way to get radio information. However, radioreference.com, you can listen online. And I believe so there's Radio Reference and then Broadcastify. So we'll go ahead and browse feeds. Continue without disabling. Okay, so yeah, we can go international. So we could go to like Finland. We go to southern Finland. We have the Southeast Finland Civil and Military Aviation frequency. You take a look at, so it's aviation and all that. So really cool stuff. You could just listen in. Okay, moving on. So counterintelligence. I've actually never talked about this before. So counterintel is actually really important if you want to do intel work as your job, especially if you're dealing with like high profile, like high risk sort of investigations. At least in my definition, counterintel is cleaning up your stuff and making sure you're protected. Counterintel is just kind of an ambiguous term for more of a defensive approach to intel gathering. At least that's my interpretation of it. So like you gather intel on what your adversary could do to you or your business, and you build up measures, or I guess measures to protect yourself, I guess. So counterintel, this is for individuals. So removing yourself from like white pages, Google, Intellius, been verified. Do keep in mind, like in the United States, we have the CCPA, so the California Consumer Privacy Act. And then over in the EU, rest in peace to the UK with GDPR. I don't even know if GDPR still applies to the UK anymore. But you have GDPR, so like these big companies have to remove you and all information they have about you. You can also request all the information they have about you. And then also, I kind of threw this bonus one at the bottom, is anti-SWAT. So it's just kind of like a generic Google search. It's just anti-SWAT list site *gov, and if you use Google, it should bring you results that are somewhat geolocated near you. But if you are at risk of getting swatted or having false claims made to you with emergency services, go ahead and give them a ring. You might sound a little crazy when you ask to be put on an anti-SWAT list, especially if you live in like the middle of nowhere. But do keep that in mind. There are some techniques you can use to protect yourself with intel gathering. Okay, moving on. We have SOCMINT. No, I'm not talking about minty socks. I'm talking about social media intelligence gathering. There is a ton of different tools. Like I said, this is a living and breathing document. So this is far from an exclusive list of just different tools. And also do keep in mind, some of these tools might be overlapped with V1 and V2 comprehensive OSINT videos. I believe sleeping time is like one of them. So just keep that in mind. If you've seen this in previous videos, I do apologize. There's just a bunch of tools and I can't remember off the top of my head. And I'm also a little lazy because I don't want to go back in time. Okay, so sleepingtime.org basically tries to guess the sleeping time, the actual sleeping time of a particular Twitter account based on the times it does not tweet. So this kind of gives you information on maybe where the account is located. If they're sleeping a normal human sleep schedule, 8 hours a day. I know you might be laughing when I say normal, but you get the gist. And then like maybe 11 to 7, something like that. It'll tell you the time. There's also like another tool I completely forgot, but it tries to guess if a Twitter account's a bot or not based on how many times it tweets, like during certain hours. It's like little, it's almost like a heat map, but with dots. So you can see like a Twitter account will tweet every hour on the dot, 24/7. So like that's almost a tall tale sign that it's like a fake account. So anyway, sleeping time, you just log in with your Twitter account and you could type in the Twitter username. Okay, moving on. We got 10i. I believe that's how you pronounce it. So this is actually really helpful with, again, like TraceLab stuff. It does Instagram chaining, friend or followers list chaining. Basically what that means, and I have an anecdote, a recent anecdote. So we have a neighborhood garden pisser, for lack of better terms. He likes to piss in people's gardens. Like, it's actually weird. And the other day I was browsing through the local jail roster. I forgot why, but I was looking through and I saw a last name on there that I recognized. I'm like, oh, I wonder if this individual is related to Garden Pisser. So I look him up on Facebook and I find potentially relative of Garden Pisser's Facebook account, but their friends list didn't have Garden Pisser associated. But going on Garden Pisser's Facebook account and this person I found on the jail roster's Facebook account, and I was able to find a mutual friend manually, I was able to make some sort of confirmation that they are related in some capacity. But this does it for you. Being able to find mutuals through public Instagram accounts is like super helpful, because what you can't do on Instagram, like if there's a private account that you're investigating, you can't see their following and followers list. But if you were to find another account that might be, so like let's say the account you're investigating is private, but you're able to find one of their friends from like a different social media account. So like the person you're investigating is like Facebook account, you're able to find from their Facebook their friend's Instagram account, and their Instagram account is public. You can chain friends from there. So that is 10i right there. Next up we have telepathy. This is Telegram stuff. So an OSINT tool for investigating Telegram chats. Pretty easy to install. It's just a pip install. Or you can install from GitHub directly. So git clone, all that, installer requirements. And this is how you run it. So target. So you would install, or you would include the t.me link and all that. Okay, next up we got Telegram map. So the Telegram map uses OpenStreetMap and the official Telegram library to find position of nearby users. I don't know. It says how it works. So every 25 seconds, all nearby users will be received with tdlib from Telegram. This includes the distance of every nearby user to my location. With 3 distances from 3 different points, it is possible to calculate the position of the nearby user. This only finds Telegram users which have activated the nearby feature. Per default, it is deactivated. Okay, I was going to say, like, sounds really bad that is just something shipped, but it's off by default. So pretty nice. Next up, we have servers. So search for Discord servers by keyword. So let's give this a shot. Let's see. 0x4ko. Let's see. So opens up a few things. So Discord server. Discord hub. Interesting. So it does a Yandex search. Let's see. Shkreli. Not a robot. Oh, come on. Privily voice. So you got Shkreli Discord. So yeah, pretty nice. It just does a custom search for you, and it's piping everything, so it's different sites, and then it just puts in quotes right there. So cool. Okay, moving on. We got Minecraft UID search, and this is actually Really interesting. So it tells you the previous usernames of a Minecraft account. So like if we look up 6ix9ine, we could see the previous usernames of 6ix9ine. Look up results. So we could see right here. They started out as the Real Predator. Very fitting. Then we got Galaxy Plays. And then they changed it over to 6ix9ine as of the 29th of December of 2016. 6ix9ine. We got Island Boys. Island Boy. Oh, it doesn't say when it was created. Let's see. What's another? Young Gravy? Young Gravy? I don't know. Young Gunshot. And then Young Gravy. 2nd of January, 2017. So, yeah, interesting. Okay, next up we got Better Reddit Search. So this is kind of like a Twitter advanced search for Reddit. So, again, any of these words, all of these words, this exact phrase, none of these words. And check these specific subreddits, dates posted, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Whew. We're getting there, folks. If you're still watching, shout out to you, man. Okay, next up we got public records. So again, not comprehensive, but I figured this tool is pretty interesting. So it's a worldwide map of different public record searches that you're able to do. So if we go to the Netherlands, we have these different maps. We got court records, yellow, white pages, transport map live. Let's go here. Oh, look. Whoa. That's cool. Can't read what it's saying, unfortunately. I don't know if I can change this over to English. Yeah. But anyways, it's there. You can check it out. Are you down here?
Yeah.
You need me?
Huh?
Do you need me?
I'm gonna empty the cat boxes. Are you streaming?
Well, I'm recording.
Oh.
Can I help you when I'm done?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fine.
Okay.
Let me know.
All right. So this is a worldwide map right here. So let's see what they got in Moscow. Union of Soviet Socialist Republics. OBD Memorial. Doesn't seem like Russia's like too big into like public records. Oh no. Take it back. They got some stuff over here. Vehicle information, business registry, court records, yellow pages, all that. Okay. Moving on, search engine stuff. So Dork Search is a tool for just Google dorking. Again, none of this is like new info, but anything to help speed up an investigation is worth time. So like you have a builder right here. So like, yeah, pre-built. So we can look for like advisories and vulnerabilities, and it like brings up some pre-built stuff over here. We have various online devices. Curious what that means. Oh, Modbus. Oh, so we're getting to like PLC sort of stuff. So we click search, and it's always fun when you like search something on Google and then like you get a result that's an IP address. So we'll go ahead and look into this. Like, see what happens. I don't know. They might have removed it off the internet because why would they leave that on there? Heat Miser Wi-Fi thermostat. Oh, fun. Okay, I'm glad we're not getting like a ton of results. Oh, Seymour. This one's the best. These are always the best because they're HMIs. So we like go to screen list and we go to fancy screen and all that. Typically it's like PS2 tank level, control elevations, distribution system. Yeah, a lot of stuff that shouldn't be on the internet. Someone's here. Who's here? Who's here? Who dat? Oh. Okay. So that's Dork Search. It like brings up like a lot of pre-built stuff that like you could easily go down a long rabbit hole in. Okay, moving on. So as many of you know, I haven't really talked about Ukraine stuff mainly because I just don't feel qualified to, because I'm not a geopolitical, like I'm not into that stuff too much. Like, I'll just be honest. There's other resources out there that are like heavily involved with Ukraine intel, so I'll put some links down below. I can't remember them off the top of my head, but I'll have a separate section down below with timestamps, all that stuff down below. Please check them out if you want to just get heavy into intel stuff with Ukraine. So these two sites right here, Maplery and Cartaview, they have a lot of good like street views in Ukraine. So like, you know, like Google Street, all that, Bing Street, all that. Supposedly these are like really good with maps in Ukraine. Next up, we got the Russia-Ukraine monitor map. So this is just a compilation of different activities happening in Ukraine and other countries as well, pertaining to the war going on right now. So we have like civilian infrastructure damage. Like you could see all these different filters over here. So we have like civilian casualty, military movements, all that. So like munitions, it's dated right here. So like on July 3rd of this year, we have piece of rocket in a garden in Russia, violence level 1. Not sure what the violence levels mean. I'm sure they have some information about what violence level means, but it tells you the link. So we'll check this out and check this out right here. So translate tweet. So it is interesting when Russians bring parts, place them. So that, and then a link to like the geo-confirmed location of said tweet. So, okay. Moving on. So we got live view map. So again, it's kind of the same thing. It's like live information, what's happening in Ukraine right now. So we click on this little icon right here. Zelensky asked civilians from Donbass region to evacuate. That was as of a day ago. We have Russian army shelled border areas. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. With regions with howitzers and MLRS. General Staff of Armed Forces of Ukraine says in this morning report. So, yeah. Explosions near here. Shelling. Yeah. Lots of artillery. Okay, this one's kind of interesting. So this is an explosive ordnance guide for Ukraine. And it's a publication, so you can actually just download it. And I believe it's all in English too. And it's 152 pages. So it tells you information about different artillery shells, different munitions, grenades, and all that. So ordnance subcategory. So it's a grenade. It's a fragmentation grenade. Explosive fill, 34 grams. The weight of it is 300 grams. Dimensions, not known. Country of origin, Bulgaria, Russia, and then the fuse. So it's like really good information about the munitions being used. This is like a mine right here. So, and it breaks it up by the different kinds of munitions. So if we go up here a little bit, we have anti-personal mine, anti-vehicle mine. I think this was the TNT. Yeah, it's all right here. Anyways, super good to read. I'd encourage you to read that if you're interested in this stuff. Okay, moving on. We got live cameras in Ukraine. So this really all started out at the beginning of the war. I remember like going on a showdown safari, trying to find all these different cameras and geolocating them. But this one's actually really well made. I think each of these dots is an area of conflict. I'm not entirely sure. It doesn't appear that they have any sort of relation to a particular incident. But like right here, we have a camera, rtsp.me. Interesting. Yeah, 731, 2135. This is a live camera in Ukraine. And it actually pin drops it in a particular location. I do remember, oh, there's another tool I need to add in here. I totally forgot about it, but it basically, you import a camera, like a camera make a model, and you're able to drop it on a map, and like you're able to add elevation information, and it tells you like what the angled view of that particular camera will have. I need to find that. It's like somewhere deep in my Twitter tweets. Also, this rtsp.me site looks pretty interesting. Something's going on right here. I have no idea what that is. It's a spider web, but there's obviously... Is that a person? I have no idea. Right there. I don't know. Zoom out a little bit. Got another camera over here. Yeah, rtsp.me. Interesting. Yeah. 2229. That is right now. Cool. Okay. So that is it for Ukraine war. Next up, we have supply chain. So this one is kind of like a manifest of imported goods, at least in the United States. I don't know if this works outside of the United States. So if we were to type in Purely White Deluxe, I keep seeing that everywhere. Purely White Deluxe. I don't know if that will show up on here, to be honest. Purely White Deluxe. Is that how you spell it? Let's see. Yeah, it's probably not going to be in here. Okay, that's fine. We'll do... let's do Apple. Why not? So we got to make sure that we are going to the correct Apple. So click here, United States flag. Company might be operating under a different name. This appears to be, yeah, this is definitely apple.com. I recognize this brand right here. Lighting, battery, power adapter, all that. So it tells you information about the suppliers for different brands. So if we go to Yeti, Yeti coolers, you can see that Yeti coolers imports a lot of stuff from China. No surprise to anyone, but it gives you information about how it was shipped, which supplier supplied what. So this vacuum containers right here, I'm sure if we click on this, we could see other companies that they supply. So we see that they supplied a lot to Yeti Coolers, Takia USA, Pacific Market International, Costco Wholesale, Steel Technologies, Camelback, Clean Canteen, Hydro Flask. So, yeah, just FYI on that. Like, you don't need to buy Yeti. You can buy other brands. But that's also giving you information about the supply chain, because I'm sure that this particular brand right here might have its own suppliers. Okay, we're getting to the end. We're getting to the end. So we got a few good reads right here. I'd encourage you, if you're real interested in OSINT stuff, to continue to read on. Just continue to read on OSINT stuff. Typically, after like Trace Labs events, you'll have individuals writing stuff about like how they were, what their thought process was like during the CTF and all that. So I got a few right here. The elite hackers of the FSB, which is the Federal Security Service in Russia, Global Investigative Journalism. We have OSINT Curious, and there's another link in here that I could add by Web Breacher. He's the instructor of SANS Sec 4. Was it 487? I took an OSINT SANS course a few years back, but yeah, I'll add more in there. So notable names: Micah Hoffman, Justin Ordine, Jake Krebs, Dutch OSINT guy. I mean, there's a few that I mean, there's a lot more. Those are just a few off the top of my head. Okay, finally, we're at the tail end. So, cyber threat intel. So we have the Australian government's Essential 8 maturity model. We have the Canadian NS&I link right here. Go ahead and check this out real quick. It's another start.me, and it's just all information pertaining to Canada. So go ahead, check all that out. I mean, there's a ton of links in here. Like each of these could be their own video. And then criminalip.io. This is a very similar tool to Gray Noise, where it shows information about a particular IP address. And I think we could do, yeah. It's like it's kind of like a Gray Noise Shodan combine. So let's do CVE ID. Let's try this out. CVE 2021 44228. Let's just see. I don't know if it login required. Okay, well I need to register for that. But anyways, we'll go back here, and then we will just do this IP address right here. It has like IP scoring, connection, IP address owner. Is it a Tor IP, VPN, blah, 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 open ports, vulnerabilities, remote address. Oh, SSH. Sorry. And all that. So, woo! That is it for this video. If y'all enjoy content like this, please hit the thumbs up button, hit the subscribe button with the bell notification enabled so you can get notified anytime I post a new video. Thank you all for spending almost 1 hour of content on this video with me. Yeah, so I will try my best to timestamp everything. That is going to be quite the journey for me, but yeah, I'll post a link to comprehensive OSINT tools down below. Also, a few things. Join my Discord. If you're interested in sponsoring any of my content, I have a contact form down below, so please reach out. Yeah, join my Discord, buy things on Amazon using my affiliate links and all that. So anyways, that is it for this video. Y'all take care. Bye.